Because I do think, like, and this is going to sound bad, I do think everyone is with who they deserve.
What do you mean?
If you're with someone who isn't that great to you, it's because you don't believe you deserve better.
Ooh.
And so,
Mandy.
and I've been talking to this a lot with so I had this recent conversation. I went to Malta and I'm sitting around a group of women and we're talking about the Diddy trial. And what happens is these women start sharing all of these abusive relationships that they were in. And they talk about how they didn't feel safe even to share with the men in their lives because the men in their lives were like, well, if he touch you, if he do this, I'm going to jail because I'm going to come. And so I shared this story online and it was so sad how many men were like, yeah, but then we step in and they stay. So then what? And I'm just like, whoa. Basically even saying, like, how do you know you stayed too long? Everyone in certain relationships, I feel like they deserve it because it's like, if you don't want better for yourself, no one can lead you out of it. You could take a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. And so I do think that if you're in a bad relationship or not, you don't feel like you deserve more. You're in a relationship you deserve. And so, like, literally in the book, I talk about being like, oh, girl, you ain't have no self-worth for yourself. Oh, you was desperate. Oh, you were insecure. And I think it takes a lot of time for women to say those words about themselves. And so until you're able to do that.
Okay, so how do you want us to address this? Should we take it part by part, or how do you feel about this? I see your face. You have some feelings.
I do. She struck a couple nerves.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
I see your
really
face.
did strike a couple of nerves with me.
She did. I see your face.
First of all, so she's saying that basically, if you're in a bad relationship, you get what you deserve because you didn't get out. I mean, in a nutshell, that's what she's saying. Well, that's someone very close to me was in a very, very abusive relationship. And she didn't get out until he finally started beating on the kids.
Oh.
And I would talk to her about this, and she would say, well, you know, I probably said something. No, you didn't say something. Any man, any boy that strikes a woman is not a man. I don't care. You know what? You can run to the comments section and say, well, there's women that... No. You know what? I've been mad. I've been that mad before. I can tell you the day, almost not the date, but I can tell you exactly the day that I was so mad at my ex that if she would have been a man at that point in time in my life, I would have blasted her. But I walked away because that's what men do. Men walk away. Men do not hit women.
Yeah.
Furthermore, this person, we tried to get her out of this relationship and she refused to get out. And it was I get it. It's frustrating when you're looking, but that doesn't mean that she deserved what she got.
Yeah.
Women don't deserve to be, no one for that matter deserves to be in a bad relationship.
Yeah.
That's a bunch of bunk.
Yeah. It's a oversimplistic view that has so many nuances that are not being recognized. Because one of the things is we trauma bond. If you come from a toxic upbringing where your system is groomed for poor behavior, even when it may appear to be healthy on the surface through love bombing, they suck you in, lure you in, make you feel like you're getting the treatment that you deserve. They have such a charismatic way of making you think that they're this grand person, that they're finally going to treat you the way you deserve to be treated, that you're finally going to have the life that you've always wanted. And sometimes it goes on for months, for years, right? You thinking I have the perfect person for me, and then the mask slips. And when that mask slips and this person reveals to you that they are the devil and they start treating you poorly, beating you, being emotionally abusive, doing all of the things that you had never seen them done before. We don't stay because now we deserve this behavior. We stay because you once treated me like I deserve to be treated. And I'm overperforming now. I'm over functioning. I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying to get back to the person you were when you treated me the way you treated me in the beginning.
Right, exactly. You're trying to get back to being in love with that.
Yes.
You're literally trying to get back to square one where you were with that person when you were in love with them. And here's the thing is as a man, I could say, well, men go through it too. Men do.
Yeah.
Men do. It's typically not the traditional, the physical violence. You know, it's not typically someone, you know, well, I mean, there are women that do hit men and they're very violent and they're just violent people.
And men don't deserve that either.
No, but this is if we was gonna get out the statistics, it's more women that go through this than men. And I'm the first man, I will tell you right now, I'm the first person to tell you that that's the truth. It is more women than men that go through things like this. Mm-hmm. And I'll be completely brutally honest that I, at some point in my life, have been that way. No, did I hit a woman? No. Did I treat a woman the way she should have been treated? No. And it's toxic.
Yeah.
It is toxic. And I mean, of course we could all say, well, I didn't treat this person the way they did, but I've treated women in a way where they didn't deserve to be treated that way.
Right. So let's see what else she has to say.
The person you're with is probably more of a reflection of who you are.
We could do it for our friends. Your homegirl's in a bad relationship. Why are you accepting that? Meanwhile, we 7 texts deep with no reply. For some reason, we can help everybody but ourselves. And for me, I've always wanted love in a relationship that was true. So what was happening was, in my 20s, I was kind of just figuring it out. Like, oh, well, this is a good guy. I gotta see. He's got a great job. Oh, he's handsome, or he's this, or my mom likes him. I'd hold on to this thing that would make everything okay. It's like when you don't want to leave a job. You find something about this job that's decent, even though...
Girl, to pay bills gonna keep coming.
Right. And I think that was what made my favorite chapter of mine. It fluctuates, but when I read the love chapter back, the biggest thing about finding love for me today is like, oh, it wasn't no bullshit healed. I didn't go on a solo vacation and find myself. Like, it really was, I made space for him in my life. I accepted flaws about myself that I fixed. I created the life that I wanted to have with a partner. I also saw a lot of love in other people. And so the problem sometimes with us is like, we're a product of what we're surrounded by. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like, you're going to compare your ain't shit nigga to your homegirl. Oh, well, he got 4 way moms. My man don't do that. And you start comparing, and it's the thief of joy because you'll literally be happier if you release yourself from that man.
So the other part of this, when we talk about her saying that you're getting the love that you deserve, when you take the time to heal and you take the time to go inward and you self-develop and you become the person that you're happy with, mm-hmm. Now your partner is a pure reflection of you. Now you lower your chances of getting into a relationship with someone that is narcissistic and that is able to pretend and perform. Because when we are not self-aware and we're looking for a partner, it's okay for them to put on a mask because we have on one. And we can't recognize that they have on a mask because we're wearing one. But the moment that you become more self-aware, you allow your mask to slip, you're going to see right through the performance. You're going to see right through the love bombing. Now, if you heal and you understand who you are and what you are about and what you deserve, and you get in a relationship with someone that's toxic, now you're wasting your healing.
So tell me this, how do you, after you get out of a relationship like that, okay, how do you go about not putting a broad stroke on men?
What do you mean when you say broad stroke?
How do you get out of the, well, all men are that way? Because I've heard it so many times.
Yes.
All men are that way. All men do this. All men do that. Men say it about women So how do you?
If you believe the way that you come out of that is to change your mindset, because if you believe that all men are cheaters, or all men are liars, or all men are a certain way, life is going to continuously bring you that caliber of men. You're going to continuously see it. Whatever we focus on, we see more of. So we want to elevate our thinking and think that there are beautiful masculine men in the world that are providers and protectors, and they want to provide and protect me. You know, they want to show up in a beautiful masculine way for me. We have to elevate our thinking. Not all men are that way. Not all women are that way. You know, we have to give ourselves the opportunity to attract a healthy male by believing that it's possible.
Okay. So, I mean, what's your take on this then?
I believe that it's a over simplistic view of relationships, that you are getting the love that you deserve. That it has some truth to it.
No,
but the nuances of it are not being acknowledged, right? So we have love bombing that will lure women that maybe come from upbringings that did not have a father figure, did not have positive role models in their life. A man comes along and shows them the attention and gives them the affection and the gifts that they've never gotten before. They're feeling an overwhelmed amount of love, and you know, the endorphins and the dopamine hits and all of these different things that come along with meeting someone that's now giving you what you've never gotten. And now you're sucked into a toxic relationship, not ever expecting that this person is going to be that. And so there are a lot of nuances to this that she's not acknowledging.
But is she saying that, so maybe she's not saying you deserve to be bashed, you deserve to be hit, you deserve to be you know.
Well, she basically said that if you are in this relationship and they're treating you poorly, you're not doing anything about it, you deserve it.
Right. But what I'm okay, and I see on the outside that's exactly what it looks like. My question is this: is we have I've seen it a million times. You got women that will literally go after the same guy, and it's not the same guy, but it's the same type of guy, and he basically doesn't have a job. He's not going to support. He's going to run out. He's you know, out at the bar drinking all night, or he's doing drugs or whatever he's doing, and he's not taking care of his business. And they go after the same guy every single time. At some point in time, it's almost like you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
So do you deserve that on the outside? No, you don't deserve to be treated badly. Do you have it coming to you? Maybe not. But shouldn't you at least expect it?
And see, that's another nuance. And that's the purpose of this podcast. Because we don't know what we don't know. As Black women, we have been taught to pour into others and not ourselves. You know, so when we see a man that has potential, we see all of the ways that we can help him become what we want him to become, especially if he looks good.
But why do you have to?
Because
shouldn't he be doing it himself?
He should be doing it. But we have to be taught that. Like, we have to become more mindful that we don't need to go after what looks good.
He doesn't need a mommy.
Exactly.
He needs a woman.
He needs a woman. So that's why we have this podcast, so that we can bring this awareness to women and say, listen, don't go after that anymore. Don't go after potential, someone that you have to fix or build. He's not equipped to give you anything in return, even if he's
not a messiah.
Exactly. Do not go. We have to bring awareness to these things, because when we grow up being the fixers, being the mothers, being the performers, like, there's even music that has trained our brain. And there's a line in the song.
I've heard some of it.
Yes. There's a line in the song, No Pain, No Gain, right? Where she says, I was earning my man while I was learning my man, something you young girls might not understand. So we have been groomed.
Let's examine this, okay? I have not heard this song.
I see your face. I see your face. Let me pull it up for you real fast.
Just pull up the lyrics.
Let's
just read the lyrics.
Let's just read the lyrics. Yeah, we don't want to. But let's see. No pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. We have normalized.
What's this mean?
No pain, no gain.
This is going to be a learning experience for me.
So Black women have been groomed to normalize struggle in a relationship. Okay. Like no pain, no glory. So we have been groomed to pour into this man and then reap the benefits. Not him coming to the table and being able to pour into us because we exist, but us having to earn love. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So when we hop into these relationships, it's an unconscious thing because this is what we've been taught. Mm-hmm. All right. So let's see. Let's go to the lyrics.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, Danielle, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that I've never heard of that in my culture.
Yeah.
Or my community. So that's very interesting.
Here we go. So this song, this is Betty Wright. 1987. All right. This is 1987. 1987. Okay. It is 2025. And we are still here.
Oh, it's no pain. Okay.
No pain, no gain. Okay. So the very second stanza. We're all entitled to make a mistake, making it okay for this man to do whatever he want to do. Okay. We got to prepare for some heartbreak. Why? I was earning my man while I was learning my man. Something you young girls might not understand. No pain, no gain. And she sings it over and over.
So yeah, this is actually, okay. You're right. They're grooming.
We have been groomed. That's 1987. It's 2025. We have been groomed to earn a man's love, not be loved.
Almost 40 years.
Yes, almost 40 years.
So yeah,
not be loved for our essence and our presence because we are fearfully and wonderfully made. That's biblical. You know, Proverbs 3:15, she's above rubies. What in the world can compare to her? Like God didn't say you have to prove your worth before you can be learned. So be loved. So why are we earning love? Right. So Black women have been groomed to go after these men because we think we have to earn love. We have to perform. If a man just shows up and say, I want to take care of you, it's kind of like, why? You know, why do you want to take care of me? I haven't done anything worthy of you taking care of, which is very different because I have very close white friends and we had this conversation too. White women don't feel that way. They are raised to believe that men are going to take care of them. Men are going to provide and protect them. And if one doesn't, they know how to move on and find someone else that will. They do not have the mindset that I'm going to build a man. Am I right or wrong?
Well, I would say that you're right. I would like to, what I would do is I would actually ask if there are any white women out there watching this. What you think? I mean, is this something that you would agree with?
Do you have to earn your man while you loving your man? Do you have to?
Right. You know, because I know for men, you know, I'm personally one of those people that and this isn't me being old fashioned or anything like that. In my former marriage, I was able to work at a job where my wife was able to stay home. And with our young children, we had twins, they were little. And to be honest, I think she would have probably have just worked for daycare so it worked out. But I've always been one of those people that if you don't want to be part of the team, then I'm not gonna deal with that. And so I feel like men don't necessarily feel that way. Now there are men that I think they're what we call them simps. Or they just
we love simps. We love simps.
I know you do.
We love simps.
I'm not one of them.
We love simps over here.
But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, women
bring the simps.
Right. But I would agree that white women have not been groomed to be that way. And to be fair, if we're going to go to labeling music white or black or whatever, I haven't personally ever heard any white music that says that. I haven't heard
If
it.
y'all know of any, pull up the lyrics for us so we can dissect it. Because really,
I've heard some white music that were, I
this
listen
is
to rock
what
and
this
roll.
is what Black women are up against. This is what we're facing, and this is what we've always faced.
Well, you're just tearing yourself down.
Exactly.
You're self-destructing.
Exactly. And I'm going to tell you, when I was going through my divorce, I had people telling me having a piece of man is better than no man. So you mean
That's not true.
We know.
I can tell you, I'm a man.
I know it's not true. That's why I'm not there anymore. Okay,
And I'm not a good one.
You are snobby. Yeah. So I had people telling me that. I had people saying, "Oh, you invested in him. You should stay and reap the benefits." Listen to me, and I'm gonna make eye contact with the camera. Okay. When you love from a very pure place, right? And I want you all to understand, women especially, that there are a lot of men out here that do not deserve your pure love and cannot handle your pure love. They don't have the capacity to hold you. Okay. That's the honest to God truth. When you love from a very pure place, sometimes we don't expect to be mistreated by the man, right? That's number one, because we're pure, so we're expecting the reflection to be pure. And the other part of that is we're thinking that they're going to love us the way we love them. And they do not have the capacity to do that. They just don't. And that's why we have to tread lightly and be careful and become aware of all of these things. I forgot what I was supposed to be answering. What I'm supposed to say?
You're good. No,
What was that?
Hold on to that
Wait,
thought.
what was
Hold
the
on to
question?
that
What was the
thought.
question?
Hold
It
on to
slipped. What was the question?
We were talking about we were talking about how you felt about I asked if how women, is it a broad stroke? I just basically asked you if after you get done healing, do you treat all men the same?
No, you can't. You can't treat all men the same.
But you just said no man can handle pure love.
No, there are some men that are not equipped.
Okay, all right.
There are some men that are not equipped to handle pure love. And then the good thing about healing is you don't attract these men anymore.
Okay.
Because when I'm in public.
What makes a man that can't handle a pure love?
Okay, so I like to use the pot lid analogy. I know that I am I have big purpose. God has big plans for my life. Mm-hmm. And I know that my partner will have to be someone that has the capacity for me to grow, right? Mm-hmm. So if I'm this really big pot and he comes with this tiny lid, he does not have the ability to cover me. He's going to fall right through. So
size matters?
Yes, it absolutely does.
In this case, yes.
Yes. So the guy, because I believe that men are providers and protectors, and they need to be the covering.
I agree.
They need to be the covering. That's agree. Biblical. And so when he comes along, he needs to have a lid big enough to cover me, and then also grow so that I can grow with him. Mm-hmm. And so there are men that that they don't have that equipment. They're not prepared to love you in that way.
I agree 100%. And maybe that's because of the way they've been groomed.
Exactly. Because they have been raised by single mothers a lot of times. And in those homes, the single mother,
back to the statistics.
In those homes, the single mom is doing everything, being everything, right? And they're used to seeing women in the provider role and the nurturer role. So when they get into the dating world, they're looking for women that are going to provide and nurture. They want princess treatment, you know? And so
that's not a bad thing. No. I'm totally messing around.
Cut. We don't want a man that wants princess treatment, okay? The purpose, yes.
I totally agree. I mean, it's funny that you even mentioned that, because I've been with a few women that have been the spectrum, I guess I should say. I've been with the spectrum of women. Some of them I've been with that were just completely like, shut up and breathe. And some that have been, can I breathe for you? Mm-hmm. And there, there's a nice medium in there somewhere. But me personally, I know there are men that would completely disagree with me, and that's fine. They can. I don't care. But I don't want a slave. I want a partner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want a mommy. I had a mother.
Yeah.
I don't need a mommy. I don't need someone to wash my hands. I don't need someone to wipe my rear end. I don't need somebody to feed me. Is it nice to have a lady cook for me? Of course it is. It's great. You know what? Because I'm not a good cook.
Mm-hmm.
Simply. But is it, do I want her going out and changing the oil in the car?
Right.
No, because you know what? That's something that I feel, and it's not because it's man's work. It's just because it's something I feel like, and I do feel like what you're really saying in a nutshell is there are roles. And a lot of people get so tied up in that word. Well, what's the role? Is that man's work? No, we do have roles.
We do.
We literally have roles.
Yeah.
And until you figure it out that you actually have a role, guess what? My role is not to have kids. But my role is to go out, get a job, take care of my family, pay my bills, do the best that I can to do that. And our role as partners, mates, spouse, whatever you want to say, our roles are to there's going to come a time in a relationship where you're going to have a health issue. Are you going to step up? That's the thing. Are you going to step up? Can you be the lid for 2 months while I am recovering from a major surgery?
Yeah. Yeah.
But after I'm done recovering, I need to go back and be that lid.
Exactly. Thank you all so much for tuning into today's podcast. We had such an amazing conversation.
I thought it was good.
Oh, it was so good. And so we want to hear from you. Tell us, give us your feedback. What do you think? I know you heard some of the differences of how Black women are raised versus white women. And we're trying to bridge the gap. We're trying to elevate mindsets. That's the purpose of the Aware Black Woman podcast. We want to make this a safe space, not just for Black women, but for all women to explore their thinking and elevate. And I'm so excited and happy that you all joined us. Leave us some comments, like and love our video, share. We want to grow our platform. We are all about expanding right now and reaching and healing more people. So tune in to Doc and Mike. Thank you all for an amazing podcast. We'll see you soon.